thus far. And the end of 2024 is I got to do a really, really, really big, amazing vacation that I'm so grateful I got to go on. I got to go to Norway with my family and my partner. And I got to go to Japan with my partner after that. And then we also got to stop in London on our way there and Hawaii on our way back. So we called it Norpan 2024. And it was beautiful. So I'm gonna give you just kind of like some recap of what our trip was like, tell you maybe a couple cute little stories from it, and then I'm gonna kind of like show you Norpan 2024 through the items I've brought back. And I am not fully unpacked. There is a pile of clothes over there because I tried to take the clothes out to make this less embarrassing for myself and make the stuff I want to actually show you more accessible, and my underwear less accessible to the internet. So a little staged, but I'm also like, if anyone has like any questions about like how to do a big trip, like I'm maybe interested in doing like a travel hacks or a travel tip video if you ever want to plan something like this, because it's also like, it's a really fun trip, and it's also a lot of effort to go to a lot of places. And also when you're gone for that long, like I did one big bag, one wheelie bag, and a backpack. So one checked bag, one carry-on backpack, and my partner did one checked bag and two backpacks, because he had a backpack that was his like good camera bag. So we had to fit a lot of stuff. We went to a lot of we went to different biomes. We were in the Arctic Circle, then we were in not the Arctic Circle but still in cold places, then we were Hawaii. We didn't really pack for, but like we were prepared for that kind of stuff, and we had to squeeze that all into a little bit of space and leave room for souvenirs. So if you have any questions about that, I am happy to do like a tips video. Anyway, I'm talking really fast at you, really fast. I don't know why I'm feeling so crazy at the beginning of this video, not an episode, but let's get into the stuff. I'm gonna try to go like chronologically, so I'm pulling out everything that's in my big purple paisley bag that I took from my parents. So, and some of this stuff I haven't seen in a very long time. It's been in the bag and then unlooked at. So the first two things we bought are in here. And this is one for me, one for someone else. This little guy like sits on a plant, like a pot. So like you kind of see, so I'm gonna put him on a planter, and he's like a little, they love trolls in Norway. To pulling up the sticker. They love trolls in Norway. I guess he's more of a gnome though. Yeah, this is my little gnome guy. He has a little Norway thing on him, and like I'm gonna put him sitting in one of my potted plants. I bought this in Tromsø, which was our first stop out, and Tromsø is up in the Arctic Circle. While in Tromsø, we went on a 24-hour cruise to go whale watching and hopefully see the Northern Lights. We didn't see the Northern Lights that night, but we saw some of the most magnificent whales. We saw a huge amount of killer whales, and they were all sticking their heads out of the water, which we were told is like pretty rare. But they kept popping up, and they'd like pop up and we'd cheer, and then more would come up, and like maybe it wasn't related, but we felt like the like feedback and the like clapping and noise was making them more curious. So we saw a bunch of whales. We saw a pod of humpback whales, which they said is also pretty rare. We saw like 3. We saw their tails coming out of the water. We saw them spraying. Like, it was so cool, and they were huge, and they were like right next to the boat at times. Like, you could see them under the water. like Nordic fjord, like up in the Arctic Circle. The sun like never came up while we were in the Arctic Circle. We were there during polar nights, which is like kind of a crazy thing to adjust to. Like your body goes crazy. But yeah, it was amazing. So I brought myself a little gnome guy to remember my time in the Arctic Circle. And we did go on a Northern Lights hunt, and it was amazing. We saw the most beautiful Northern Lights show. Like, we kind of thought we weren't gonna see them. The weather like wasn't being super cooperative, and then right as like our tour group was about to give up, there was this huge explosion of Northern Lights all across the sky. Like, it was one of the most spectacular things I'd ever seen, and like it was so cute because my dad was literally running around the beach like, oh my god, and like, oh my god, like he was just like so excited, which like almost made it so much better to see my dad that excited. So this is my personal reminder of Norway. And then one theme you'll find out through this is that I have many bosses. So many presents from my many bosses. And this is my souvenir for my direct boss, like the person I assist directly. And it is a little troll woman. I just thought she was so cute, and they love trolls in Norway. There was like a whole troll museum, like there were trolls everywhere, and I don't know, I just thought she was so pretty in her little dress with her little hair, and also like I saw her and I just like, I don't know, I giggled, and my boss just like loves to giggle. That's not a good view of her. Here you go. Like, I don't know, I thought my boss would find her pretty cute, so I was like, I must. And then I believe my boyfriend has it, but we also bought like for his cousin who is a toddler, we bought like a little book about trolls and the Northern Lights, and then like a children's book. And then his older cousin, we got like this candy that was labeled moose poop because we thought he would find that funny. So, but I don't think I have those. But yeah, this is the little troll lady. Isn't she so fancy? Oh, can she stand? I'm testing if she can stand. Yes, she can. Good. I was so worried she would break it. Something that's opened because we ate it throughout our trip was Norwegian Kit Kats. We have a couple packs left of the Norwegian Kit Kats. They're not like a special flavor or anything, it's just like Europe knows how to do chocolate, and they know how to do a wafer in a way that America just can't. So these are for me, bought by me for me. Okay, and then that's really all the like Tromso stuff. So after Tromso, we flew from Tromso up in the Arctic Circle, down to Oslo for actual Christmas, and Oslo like really shuts down for Christmas, so our time in Oslo was mostly just like cozy family time. We did like one bike tour, but there's also a Christmas market in the middle of Oslo where we were able to go ice skating, and we went on a Ferris wheel, and we bought a bunch of things. I already gave these out, but I bought like a rolling pin that was like patterned, so you'd roll and like a sweater pattern would be on the dough that you made. And I gave that to my nana. And then we also got to try a lot of cool foods. We had like a really good hot dog. I had a lot of really good hot dogs on this trip. Maybe though I had 2 good hot dogs and they were in Norway, but I feel like I had another hot dog somewhere. But we had a hot dog, and then we ate a moose kebab, like a doner kebab, in the US we'd call it more of like a gyro or a pita, and like in our minds like a kebab would be just meat on a stick, but I think that's in America, we would think of meat on a stick, and then I think in Europe, kebab typically means like a pita with sauce and meat and veggies and stuff. It was alright. I found the moose isn't that great of a meat, but like wanted to try it. I also got to try. We went to this reindeer farm, or not really a farm, like a reindeer location. We went on a reindeer sleigh ride, and we got to feed reindeer at this place where the Sami people, who are indigenous, like nomadic, Nordic, like indigenous Nordic people. So like we got to hear like about the history and like about their lifestyle of like they like have this like deep connection with reindeer, so they like kind of herd / follow them as they migrate like up north and south, and like their like whole life is around like the reindeer and taking care of the reindeer and then eating the reindeer and like using every part of their body. So we got to go on a reindeer sleigh ride, which was really fun and cozy, and then we got to feed the reindeer, which was fun because they like have these big antlers, and like they'd see you coming with the food buckets and they'd like hit you with the antlers. They'd like come up and poke you in the butt and stuff, trying to get to your food, and they'd like kind of poke each other out of the way with the antlers, and you got to like pet them and watch them eat. So, and then they fed us reindeer stew, and it was so good. It was like a very just like brothy, like great like stew, like hearty stew with like carrots and potatoes, and like this like the reindeer meat was just like so perfect. So 10 out of 10. That was delicious. And then, but Norway. This is from Norway. This was a present to me from my parents. Handmade Danish glass art. And this was something they gave me and my partner before we left, that they got at the Christmas market. Okay, there's two, and I felt them in like different places. I was like, it's broken, but this is some like made in Norway glass tree ornaments for Christmas. So this is a tree for the tree, and I believe there's actually 3. So we have the tree for the tree, a Santa hat, and a snowman. So this is a little, like, some little ornaments to remember our time in Norway. So cute, and I love glass. Everybody knows I love glass. So really excited to have those. And then there's one thing that I don't know where I put it, but I know it should be here. I really made sure to take care of my bosses in Norway. So, chocolate bars, 2 for us. And then 1 for one of my bosses, 1 for the other manager who directly manages me and gave me all of my best friends by hiring all the cool people. This is my direct manager, and this is like my like boss who's like in charge of everybody. So just like my appreciation presents are some amazing Norwegian chocolate. I'm gonna give them the ones without nuts just because I know there's some allergies in one of my boss's house. I don't think it's nuts, but I figured better safe than sorry. And also I really like these like hazelnut ones anyway, so they're for me. And then, oh boy, there's like the like creative boss, and I got him a nip of Norwegian gin, and I literally was just holding it. That will need to be found by tomorrow, but nip of section for the like creative boss, and that is all the Norway stuff. So now we're on to Japan. So one of the first things we did, I'm going to start shuffling stuff over here. And some of this is stuff that isn't from like me to give, so I'm not gonna. Actually, I guess I can pull it out. It's for my in-laws. We'll be seeing soon, but so the first day we flew into Osaka, and then we took the train to our hotel, which really hot tip for traveling in Tokyo and just Japan in general. They are so amazing with these luggage courier services where like we flew into the airport, we gave our luggage to a service, and for less than $50 they shipped I think three bags from the hotel or from the airport to the hotel, and that like came in so clutch. Like things would typically arrive like the next day or the morning after you sent them, but it was always pretty fast. Even when we went from Kyoto to Tokyo, I think it was barely over like 24 hours to get our stuff, maybe less than 24 hours. And then it was always like pretty affordable, and like because you're taking so much public transit, it's just like so much easier and so worthwhile. And I wish like America did that, because it was just like so lovely. So we shipped our bags to our hotel, and then our first day we went to Kobe, which is like Kobe beef, and we went up, like we found this was all my partner's doing. He hates existing on the internet, so I tried to not say his name, but I might have said it before, so don't read too much into that. Anyway, I like drove from, there's paint on my hand. Brain fart. We took the train from Osaka into Kobe, and we went up, like there's like this like sky tram that goes up the mountain, and we went up and we took like there's two stops. There's a top of the mountain and a middle of the mountain stop, and you can't hike all the way up if you'd like to not pay the like $12 to take the tram. But we stopped at the middle, and then we kind of walked up the mountain, like kind of like a little hike, but like through these like beautiful gardens. And I'd love to go back, because we went in the winter, so I'd love to go back sometime in the spring and see everything in full bloom, because even not in full bloom, it was just like gorgeous flowers, herbs everywhere. It smelled amazing. There was like this little like garden hut house thing that I was like, I would love to, like, it wasn't a house, but it was like what my dream house would look like, and hammocks on the side that we were able to like chillax in. And then at the very top there was like an herb garden and an indoor botanical garden, and they sell a lot of dried herbs. So we went crazy on souvenirs there. So for my coils, my lovely ladies who I work with, I got us all different kinds of tea, and I felt like the tea kind of like matched the vibe of like the coils. At least I tried to sort them, so like I guess I don't want to read too much into it, because I was like, oh, but I had like, one is energy tea, and it smashed, so I will keep this one. But this is Beauty tea. And then a duplicate Beauty for one of my lovely ladies. And then a rest tea for rest and relaxation. And then a refresh tea. And I believe these teas are all like with herbs and stuff that's grown, because they had like a tea garden and stuff. So like all the essential oils they sell and stuff were like, I believe, from their own plants. So it was just a beautiful day in the Kobe Herb Gardens, and I really hope everyone enjoys these and gets like a little kick out of their different tea styles. And then for ourselves, other than the tea, my partner and I are also really into incense. So we got a green tea scented incense sticks with the scent of green tea, fragrant green tea, fragrant of flavor is what it says on the back. A very high quality incense that blends raw materials with natural sandalwood, selected carefully by experts. The incense is ideal for either Buddhist altar ceremonies or as a room fragrance. And that says Kusaido, Kyoto, Japan. So I'm really excited to get to burn these together, because we love incense. And then for my partner's grandmother, oh, it smells good even in the bag. It's one of these heated, like these pillows you microwave and heat up for your like shoulder or back. And you can see it's also embroidered. Dang, maybe we should cut 2 of these. This is nice. And then for my partner's aunts, he got them different spices, different herbal blends. So this one's called Pirate's Herb Salt. I don't know what pirate flavor is, but I'm sure it's delicious. And then Bandit's Herb Salt. So 2 different kinds of herbal salts for the aunties. I should get some jars and do some jar clinking. I'm really liking this. And that was everything we got in the botanical garden. And then we went into Kobe that day, and we that night we did like a Japanese barbecue where we got different cuts of Kobe beef and like grilled it ourselves, and it was delicious. And then while we were waiting for dinner, we hit the mall, which is where I got the next batch. And these are from Kittyland Toy Store. And as you'll see, when I buy other people presents, I also buy it for myself. So like all my friends groups got like a group of presents, and I had one for Avery. And these I've had to restrain myself from opening mine because I want to wait. But so for one group of friends, I got them. Oh, I had them all stacked up really nicely. Schmitzkies. so these were inspired by, one of them has brought them up before and mentioned them. I think they're more expensive to get in the US than they are in Japan, but I had heard my friend talking about them, so I was like, okay, I've heard Stephanie discuss these, so I'm bringing them. Me throwing out names, love a shout out. So I'm doing it, and then Stephanie, we used to all take a yoga class together, like, and then everybody else is like the one who had brought them is inspired the gift, so, and I know enjoys yoga, even if they're not like super duper quadruple obsessed with yoga, enjoys it. So I was like, we're all getting the same kind. And then one of them is taking a yoga teacher certification. Of course, I don't know if she's quite finished, but that was something she was doing going into the like new year, like towards the end of 2024. So she has a tie to yoga. That's pretty significant. And then the other one, I've like gone down to like take yoga classes with her in K-Town. She's a lovely instructor. She does a lot of yoga. So boom. And then I also love yoga. So it's for me. It's for them. I think we'll enjoy it. I'm trying to get us all into the same spot so we can open them at the same time. I want to see what everybody gets. And so that's what we did in Kobe. And then I'm trying to think where else we bought things. I guess the next place we bought things was Don Quixote, which is like, we bought a lot of food. We ate a lot of food, but so we went from, and we took a lot of pictures, and I have some Polaroids, and that's awesome. So we did Kobe, and then we did a day in Osaka touring around, and if you listen to my other video, that is where I got sick. And then we took the train to Kyoto for New Year's, and New Year's in Kyoto was so amazing. And a lot of people will be like, be careful about going to Japan during New Year's, everything shuts down, like you might not be able to do anything. Wow, like the main stores shut down, like there were food markets everywhere, like I was never worried about getting food, like, and the night of New Year's we did an omakase and like really like splurged and did like a big omakase at like a very local place, which was like honestly pretty intimidating. We definitely made some like mistakes, like there was a woman sitting next to us who was like, eat it with your hands. No, you're not supposed to use ginger on that one. Yes, you're supposed to use wasabi on that one. Like, kind of like directing us, which was really funny. We definitely felt like very American in that moment. We felt like very like, oh, I wish we knew more, but we're here now. And we're like, but everything was delicious. It was a very fun experience and cool and awesome. So we did that in Kyoto, and then we watched the bell ringing. There's a lot of temples at Kyoto, and I believe like each temple around midnight rings the bell 108 times, and like each temple does something like a little different. So like when I was looking it up, it was like one temple, like the monks give out herbal teas, and like you can personally ring the bell, and like people take turns, others do other things. The one we did, we like waited for a very long time, like big line, and we got to like walk, like the line went through the like temple grounds, and we got to see a lot of really cool stuff. Like it was just, the architecture is amazing. But we waited in this long line, and then they started ringing the bell, and it's like once they start ringing the bell, they kind of like let people filter through to observe the bell ringing, and it's like you definitely have enough time to like take it in, but you also want to be mindful of like, you see a few bell rings, you go make the space for like the huge, like we were wrapped like probably like we probably like walked like at least half a mile just in the line, and then once the bell starts ringing, it's like we're at the base of the hill, and then you like go up these really steep stairs to where the bell is like overlooking, and like in this big like this, it's a huge bell, like it's like a story large bell. And then there's like, I think it was I wish I had these numbers right, I'm not great at numbers, so please don't quote me, but I think it was like 12 monks, and like most of them, like they have like the rope, like there's this giant rope that's like tied to them, and then it's tied to each other, and there's like this big like giant plank of I think wood, like this like log, like it's basically a log in the air, and most of them are like back and forth, pulling this bell, and then they're like chanting, and then it like all comes to like a big swell, and they go like up, and then the monk in the front jumped into the air holding the rope, pulls it down, lands all the way like falling onto his back, and like brings the bell back, and it hits like, or brings the wood back so that it strikes the bell. And it's like a feat. I didn't see them rotate out at all while I was there, so I was like, is this person doing like 108 like full body in the air jumps and then all the way to the ground pulling this rope? Like, it's athletic, it's beautiful, it is like, we were just like stunned. Okay, surprise! There was a time jump. I put on the same sweatshirt, so much continuity. And my hair's wet now, so you probably can tell. But my camera died while I was recording last, and it felt like part of the 2025 curse that seems to be happening. So I took the rest of the night off, because also I was like, oh, I'll just finish recording whatever once it boots back up. But then the video wasn't saved, and I was like, I'm gonna have to start all over. And then luckily the next day it repopulated, so we're back. We're feeling less cursed, and we have just a few more souvenirs to go through. So this was the large parka I had for our trip to the North Pole, up into the Arctic Circle. It definitely served me very well. I don't know how often it's gonna be broken out of my LA closet, but maybe when I go to like the East Coast and stuff. But that's there, and then back into suitcase we go. So I believe the last thing we looked at was the Schmitzkys from Kittyland. From Kyoto, we took the Shinkansen up to Tokyo, and I guess we did a couple things. Like, we did one big like souvenir shopping night. We did we stayed in Tokyo. I got really sick during that time. I don't know if I've addressed this before because of the production issues we are experiencing that we're all in together. But I got pretty sick from a kid coughing on me. So then we got to Tokyo. Also, chaos of the Shinkansen for me personally is I dropped my card carrier in the Kyoto train station. So I lost all of my credit cards, my debit card, my driver's license, and my student ID. And I am no longer a student, which means I will never get another student discount, ever. Unless I go back to school, but I really have not saved much money in this lifetime off of student discounts. So I doubt the money you would spend on tuition would be worth getting the ID. So it's just no goodbye student era for Aves. Anyway, so I got sick in Tokyo. The main events we really did in Tokyo was my partner is huge lifelong fan of New Japan wrestling, and they have the biggest wrestling event of the year going on. in January, like in the new year. So that is like kind of why he really wanted to be there. So we went to 2 wrestling shows at the Tokyo Dome. Well, I was sick. I was like, just leave me in the hotel and let me sleep. So he got to go to a bonus 3rd show at Corkin Hall, which is like a famous venue. I think it's also near the Tokyo Dome. They all like live there. So like we walked around some gardens near the Tokyo Dome. Then we did 2 days at the Tokyo Dome, which were kind of the perfect, like once I was ready to be reintegrated into the world, like the perfect low stress days, because it was just hanging out, eating, like snacking, and then like drinking and watching wrestling. It was pretty chill. So that was how we spent most of our Tokyo time. And then the last night in Tokyo, we went to Shibuya, which is like the big shopping place, and that's where we really went crazy on souvenirs while in Tokyo. So first purchases made were at the Nintendo store. So some of the Nintendo stuff is still in my partner's car. Specifically, I bought like a full set of like kind of like cookie jars, like Animal Crossing cookie jars, or just like canisters, like these little jars. They're so cute. That I plan on making like a little tea tray for us, because we also bought, which I think is also in his car or somewhere in here. I do know where it is. Okay. Okay, this is what we bought, not in Shibuya. Which now part of me is like, maybe we should have gone harder, but I think we bought just the right amount of stuff. So this is, we went into a small ceramic store in Tokyo. We stayed in Asakusa, and we went out for breakfast when I was starting to feel better, and we stumbled across a ceramics shop, and we bought a little tea set. I like this one because it was on sale and it had these little flowers on them. Here's the lid. There's a little sticker I'm picking at. I'll get that later, but we bought this teapot, which I think, it's perfect because we're in Japan, and also because my partner, who used to drink absolutely zero caffeine ever, recently has gotten into tea. So I feel like this is a good way for us to share kind of like memories of our trip, and then also like a really fun decorative piece to have these like handmade ceramics. So here's the cups. If you're familiar with the lore of AveSMR, when I moved to LA, I like wanted to get more back into it and started making videos again. And then we started living next to an active construction site, and I tried to film a video and they were doing the craziest noise, and I lost my mind. I was like, that's it, I give up. I didn't make ASMR for like 3 years, 2 years, I don't know. Time seems to be moving very slow in this phase of life. Anyway, they built that building and then immediately tore down the building right next to that building. So now there's more active construction, and they were just making some crazy noises. But I'm gonna not give up this time. Anyway, teapot, teacups. I really do treasure these. I think these were a great choice. And I'm excited to make like a little tray and a little setup with the jars that I was explaining to you previously before I went on this side quest. So then back to the Nintendo store, the things I can actually show you. I've been getting some good use out of them, but I got these adorable Animal Crossing slippers. You can see the Tom Nook kids, the Nook boys. Is it like, oh my gosh, I can't remember their names. But the Nook boys on them, and they're this beautiful, like, very Animal Crossing, like minty green and light blue. I feel like these are the pastels are very on brand. So I got these. I've been wearing them a lot. And then one of the most exciting finds of our trip is this Wario plushie. My partner loves Wario. It's his go-to guy, like his go-to character every time we play Mario Party or Mario Kart. Like any game you can pick Wario, he's picking Wario. He loves this guy, and it is like impossible in the States to get a Wario plushie for some reason. So he'd been like on the hunt wanting one of these for so long, and now it's here. So Wario lives on his desk now. And then we did dinner, amazing dinner. We had like we went to a sushi place, and we had uni for the first time, or he had uni before, but it had been on my list for a very long time. And we had this we had it in 2 rolls. I had like 1 roll with like it's just like, I think it was like pretty much pure uni, because we did like a surprise us, just like ordered like 12 pieces of sushi, and we're just like, make what you want. And then we ordered also like 2 like bites of like Wagyu beef with uni on top, and it was so good. Like it's just like flavor bomb. So we had that, and then we went to Don Quixote, the mega Don Quixote, the like super duper big one in Shibuya, which is like Don Quixote's like it's like an everything store. So it's like in one spot you have like cheap face masks and beauty stuff and makeup, and it's like buy all the makeup you could possibly imagine on one floor, and then like trinkets, like bookmarks, keychains, like tourist store stuff, like I Heart Japan t-shirts, probably like random stuff. And then another floor will be just like all toys, like all like cute little, like I don't know, everything like you can imagine, like toys, trinkets, artwork, kitchenware. Knives are a big thing. Knives are like a big like souvenir people really like seek after when they go to Japan. And then there's like another floor that's like all designer goods, like some discounted designer goods, like jewelry, gold, diamonds, gems. And then they like have like travel touristy section you can like actually check out and do the like no taxes tourism stuff on the top floor. So it's just like this giant everything store that has like characters, like they have little character mascots, and then they like play music through it, like their own theme song. Like it's hard to remember. It was stuck in my head, but then I was also struggling to articulate. But it was like dun 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 dun, Kyote, like something like that. I'm probably not right, but like they got a jingle going. It's like, but it's like the like souvenir haven. Like, yeah, I went in there and I was like, we gotta get everybody their stuff now. Check, 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 check. Just like a big list. So let me pull out the Don Quixote bag. Yep, that's it. So the first bag, you can see it's locked in duty-free jail. But we have two slightly crushed Kit Kat boxes of, we didn't really get to try a lot of like cool Kit Kat flavors while we were in Japan because they were all sold in like huge quantities every time. But we did decide to get this Tokyo Shima lemon flavor. I love lemon flavors. I love lemon chocolate, citrusy chocolate. Looks like it's in like a coolish box. Hold on. Yeah. So just some of these lemon Kit Kats. And this is all in Japanese, so I have no idea what it says. And then purple sweet potato, which I believe is ube. So those are all for us. We love it. My partner has a big sweet tooth too, so this has been ripped free of duty-free jail because I got my parents and my nana bath salts that I gave them when we were in Colorado. Everything else is still in here. So this I'm really excited about. I wonder how easy it is to set up. But it's like this little Spirited Away like box. And it's like, oh, you can see that. Here's the picture of it. It's a scene from Spirited Away that like, you kind of like, it's gonna be like it's like a small like, what are those like things that they make kids make in school? Like you make like a model in a box or like a scene in a box and like write a paper on it and it'll be like, this is Benjamin Franklin flying the kite, and it's like a little this is that. I think I'm gonna open it up, and it's like they had display ones, and definitely spent a lot of time choosing because the like Spirited Away I feel like is our favorite, but like the ones for Spirited Away that I was initially looking at didn't really like excite me. There were a lot of really gorgeous ones from Kiki's Delivery Service that I was interested in, but Spirited Away just like, I don't know, like it's one I feel more attached to, so I decided on this one. And then heading into Japan, I knew I wanted to get chopsticks, and I found this set, which I thought was really beautiful. to like be able to touch them in store to make sure this wasn't like paper that was gonna peel off immediately, but it's doesn't feel like it. I feel like it'll be pretty stable. And there's Mount Fuji on there. There's a tower. I think we saw that tower. Some like this is like a moon and some dragonflies, some cherry blossoms, and then there's a stork and some waves on this one. So it's just like different like scenes from Japan, and I really like that. And I felt like that was a good like find for chopsticks. There's chopsticks, so many options. It was overwhelming, but I'm really glad we landed on this set. And then this is like the face mask that everyone tells you to get while you're in Japan. So I got a couple. One of them is a gift, and it's for someone, and it's a secret who it's for. But I have like these are like thick packets, but I feel like it's supposed to be face masks. But like my translating app was not translating as well, so I have no idea how many are in here. It's resealable, so we'll see when we dig in there. I'm excited to try it. And then the sorting by friend groups continues. So my college friends and our roommate, who's also one of college friends, roommates and college friends got chopsticks as well. So for one of our roommates, we got Winnie the Pooh because he loves Winnie the Pooh. This is the one who caught me filming the vinyl video. So and then other roommate from college. Where was it? Gets pandas. I give her too much panda stuff. I'm like becoming the grandma who's just like, you like pandas? Here's pandas. But she's getting pandas again, and then maybe I'll try to pull it back. But some pandas, and then I am trying to remember. I need to assign these well because there's 3 more, and one actually isn't for a college friend. It's for our neighbor who we like help out with her cat, and she watered my plants and stuff. Yeah, our neighbor. But so we have a alpaca, a flamingo, and a porcupine. They shockingly didn't have cats. All 3 of these people would have gotten cats had there have been cats, especially if they had different kinds of cats. But these are the 3 last chopsticks. And that is the Don Quixote haul. And then our final souvenirs came from Mount Fuji area. We took a bus from Tokyo down to Mount Fuji for a night where we stayed at this was our like kind of splurge hotel. We stayed at this beautiful like spa hotel, like right on lake. I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's Kawaguchi, which is one of the Mount Fuji lakes. So our hotel, we got there and it was rainy, and you couldn't really see the mountain, which was a little bit of a bummer. But we got there while it was like rainy and foggy, so we went to the hotel. We settled in. It was like this beautiful, like traditional, like tatami floors, like we had multiple rooms, like they came in, like we scheduled a time for them to come and set up our original beds, but so we and they also like escorted us to our room. Our room had like a printout with my name like on the door, like to welcome us. They left us like a tea snack, and we also had some tea snacks with us, so it was overall really fun. And we got massages and facials while we were there. And then like the real like winner was we had an open air private onsen in our room that overlooked the lake, so we got to hang out in our onsen and look at the lake. And we went and we had some really amazing Indian food, like some great tandoori chicken for dinner. And then that night as we're having Indian food, my partner's like, let's wake up early and watch the sunrise over the lake or over the mountain. Let's figure out where that is. So we like looked it up and we're like, I think it'll rise over the lake. And so we decided it was gonna rise over the lake. So I was like, cool, so we'll get up, we'll use like the teapot they have for us, have some tea on our balcony and enjoy the morning. But also my partner loves to sleep in, so he asked us to get up at sunrise, which was suspicious. And then we get up at sunrise and he starts getting dressed, and I look at him and he's putting on a button down. I'm like, oh, we're getting dressed to watch the sunrise from our room. Okay. And that is where the not really a souvenir from Japan, but a thing I got in Japan came in, which is my engagement ring and wedding band set. So he asked me to marry him while we were watching like the sunrise and looking out on the lake in the morning. So that's why I've been weirdly navigating what to call him this whole time. But we've been engaged for a little over a month now, and there's my band. And I definitely have I guess that was our engagement story. And then I think I'm gonna do a video kind of talking about the like ring buying process, because everyone, like, I was asking a bunch of people about it like leading into it, and everyone has like a different process. So that's definitely something you'll be hearing from me, in case you're curious, right? You're at that phase of how do we navigate, because the thing about getting engaged, I think, in modern relationships, and I think in a really healthy way, like maybe this was true of the generations before us, but like it's not like the second he was like I knew the ring was on the trip, we bought the ring together, I sniffed out that ring day one, I found the ring hidden in the apartment immediately after we bought it, so like, and also before we even bought the ring, we had like chosen our wedding date basically like months before we even bought the ring. So it's like when you're in these, like, I don't know, the way it kind of works now is like, if anyone's ever surprised by this proposal, that's cool. I would be almost like, you guys didn't talk about that. I don't know, maybe that's just who I am in a relationship, but I'm like, I feel like the conversations around like a huge decision around marriage are like, I don't know, I'm not gonna get into it too hard, but this is my ring. I have a fiance, not just a partner. I mean, he is always my partner and always will be, but ring. So Mount Fuji, and then we hit our last gift shop. I started getting one thing, and then I got another thing, and then my fiance was like, he was like, oh, I thought you were just getting one thing. I was like, well, that's the place we got engaged, so I thought I should get more to remember it forever. And he was like, that's cute, okay. So we got some, oh, wrong direction, Mount Fuji, like, silk coasters, where they look like kind of silky and pretty, a bunch of different colors, which I thought this is a fun set. So I picked out all the prettiest ones, this gold, this red, this like teal backdrop, like white foreground, and then dark purple. Yeah, I thought these were the prettiest, so I got them. And then final souvenir was
was a Mount Fuji fan that I'd like to figure out how to like put on display. This is our fan. I'm staring at this one a lot, taking it in, because I couldn't open it in the store, so this is actually the first time I'm getting to see it. But those are all, or almost all, other than the things that are in the back of my fiance's car. So yeah, we had a lovely trip. Excited to be back to some level of normalcy. But thank you for watching, for letting me go through my haul with you.